Okay, so this is Mario once again, and I have run into a slight, I don't know if this is going to be slight or severe or more serious, rather, issue here with my go kart. I just acquired this go kart not too long ago, and I've been taking everything apart so that I can sandblast it and start from scratch. The frame is sound. It's got the typical rust spots that you would get, when you have a vehicle like this and you leave it outdoors. But it's not bad. I mean, the welds are intact. There's a couple areas here that have been touched up. I think this was welded. Here, this frame was reinforced, but with these weld spots here. But this can be cut off with a cut-off tool and or with a grinder rather, and removed via these nuts and bolts here. But that's not that bad. So the frame is good, but I cannot get these wheels out. I have been trying to, for the past 3-4 days, I have been trying to get this wheel out by various means that are explained in various forums and videos on the internet, YouTube. So I have been thinking about this right now. As you can see, I have this gear puller. This is from Harbor Freight. I got a set of these gear pullers. They come in 3 sets. In a set of 3, this is the largest one, and I have that wrapped. Unfortunately, this has only 2 arms here. If it would have 4, it would be more. It would distribute the load a little bit better. I may even get another one just to wrap it around here and just go this way here with 2 additional um, arms here. But this is what I've been doing here, and just cranking this uh, with my impact drill with a hex socket here, and just going as far as I could go. I have been dousing this with a lot of fluids here. DW40. Um, I've used this stuff here, Goop Guan, which is typically works on rusted stuff. I use this on rusted bolts, and this sort of a lubricant and cleaner. It gets a lot of gunk out, but to no avail. So I'm at this point here, which as you can see, I have left this on for days here. It's under tension, and I was hoping that this would loosen up, with fluids. I've been also heating this. I don't have the high temperature torches. I just have just a regular torch, um, and so I don't. But I've been heating this as much as I can, from both sides around the not the shaft, but around the rim of the hub of the rim, which is this portion right here. So I was thinking um, of ways that I can accomplish this, and so I came up with this idea here. As you can see here, I also posted this on the do-it-yourself go-kart forum, where I have a few threads. I have a thread on this cart, and I have a thread on the electric carts that I've been making. Um, but this is my idea here with this hub right here. It would be great if these hubs would come with already a washer welded to the edge of the rim here, as I have shown in this illustration here. If this washer would be welded on the edge right here, um, solidly welded, you could essentially take this guy right here and grab it from the washer, from the hub itself, where I believe it has more leverage to really crank this thing as far as it'll go, and start pulling from the center, not from the edge of the rim here, because this, as you can see here, it's got a couple little marks here from where these arms have been grabbing it, and I've been kind of rotating this so that I don't grab it from the same point as I'm trying to get this wheel out, so it doesn't bend the rim. But this one here has a slight dent from this tool here, and I really don't want to ruin the rim. Um, because these this cart was functional when I got it, and the wheel's still good. The rims are good. The shaft's still good. It's just that I need to get this out so that I can remove, clean the axle, clean the rust, paint some of these parts, and really I want to get this setup here out of there, so that I can sandblast the frame and start from scratch by painting it. As you can see, these are the bearings or pillow blocks that hold these bearings in place. This is actually sitting inside this curvature here, this pocket here, this plate here. And unfortunately, if this bearing is not pushed outside this plate right here, this is a 3/16 plate, I believe. You cannot slide this downward through this slot here. That's another issue that I'm having. If I could just slide the whole thing, that would be a lot easier. Where I don't have to. I don't even have to remove the rims from the axle in that case. But these things are, you can see the bearings are stuck in this pocket right here, of this plate right here. I already removed the screws that hold the plates, the bearing support plates, but they're not budging. There you can see those plates right there. There's like two of them there. One of them is the one that holds the pocket of the bearing, and then the other one's just another plate, like a reinforcement plate. You can see it here in this section right here. This plate just just came out. So actually, I don't know if I can pop that. Maybe I'll try that. I tried sticking a flat, heavy-duty flathead screwdriver, right here to pop this. See if I can pop that other plate in. So at least if I can remove or push this ball bearing out of this, I may be able to lower drop the whole axle, at least from one side, and then I can work on the other side. So this is where I'm at right here. As you can see, I've been heating this and trying to get as much oil there, or fluids, the rust releasing fluids, so that I can remove this. So today I'm going to crank this a little bit more. I've been trying to crank this a little bit at a time, but this is really under heavy tension here. So I don't know if it'll budge. I mean, I've even tried the waxing method. Somebody posted in a video that they got a wheel out by heating the hub, this portion here, heating it really hot, and then taking a candle and just letting the wax melt around the threading here. So this also has a pin there, a slot for a pin. Now I don't know if this has a pin or not. I can't tell. Let me see if I. Yeah, I think it does have a pin right inside there. So that pin, if I can get that pin out of there. Let's see. If I can get that pin out of there. I think it might help get this wheel out. Except that I don't see that. I don't see the. And it's got these leaves here. Unfortunately, it's got these plastic sleeves right here. These plastic sleeves. There's a sleeve here. There's no sleeve right there. I mean, it's not really that bad of a rust. It's like I said, the car is in fairly good shape. If I wasn't too eager to paint it, I mean, I really want to paint this. To bring it back to a to a nice state, aesthetically. If I had to do that, I wouldn't be doing this. But here are the tubes here. These are plastic tubes. There's a plastic tube there, spacers. So it's not really bad. I mean, this can be cleaned up if I can get these things out. You know, which is my plan is to get all these things out, clean them up. The frame will be painted. This will also be painted, just to protect it from rust, and then hopefully I can get these wheels out so that I can reinsert them with some kind of a graphite grease. I do have some graphite grease that I could maybe melt and try and see if that'll go in there. It has, by the way, this has a C clip. There's a C clip in the right there's the C clip right there. We can see it here in this video maybe. Let's see if I can enlarge this. There's the C clip, and I was able to loosen this up right here. There's a C clip. I guess I can take a pair of C-clip removers and try to remove this clip, but I think this clip is more than anything. I think it's just a stop to prevent the wheel from pushing inward towards the shaft this way. So I think it's just stop. I don't think that's even if I were to remove that, I don't think that that's an issue there. But if I can remove it, maybe I can get a little more area there so that I can get more access to the threading, and maybe I can tighten put back the nut and tighten the wheel and bring it in and then try to pull it out. Sometimes that works, with threaded things, things that have a thread at the end and a nut. So, but I don't see the pin, the keyway there. I'm going to have to, I don't see a keyway there. Maybe if I remove that C-clip, I may see the keyway, and maybe I can see if I can knock that keyway from this side by putting some kind of putting a pin right through it, skinnier than this, and then try to bang it and see if I can knock it towards the back, because this pin, I don't think this pin has this is the part where it comes where the pin is slotted. When they machine these things, they machine it with a round tool, and when the tool comes up, it ends up right there. So it's not a pin that you can take out from the back towards the front. It's a pin that you can take out from the front towards the back, so it pushes towards the back. So I may be able to do that. But it's the weather here in Arizona has been very, very hot. We're in the 115 degree weather, sunny all day and super hot outside. And so that's another issue. Well, it's good that it's hot, because at least the wax in here, when the sun starts hitting this area here, this gets pretty hot where the wax starts to melt. But it is not a temperature that I want to be out here working on this, because it's quite exhausting. So I'm just going to do that. I wanted to capture this process in this video. It's a point of reference, so that for posterity and for maybe others that I don't know how many people have this card really, because it is a vintage card. I believe that this is one of the first, or if not the first model that this company, Yerf dog, or Yerf dog rather, came out with. This has the number 3, which is I think it's iconic for this particular model, and it's got these bends right here, and this connects to this. It's not the one that comes all the way. I think in a later model, that dual seater, This is the first one with it's a single seater. I think in the dual seater they went it's with a straight tube all the way straight instead of doing this instead of welding it like that. I guess they figure, why weld it when we can just go with this tube all the way around like this, which makes sense um, from a an evolution process. I mean, I manufactured aircraft, miniature aircraft, um, and so it's I can see that mentality happening, and I can see how one model could be a little bit older than the other one just by looking at the way they build and the way they approach the design. So, but this is the iconic single-seater number three model 3020, I believe it's this particular model. There are no manuals, and so that's the other reason why I'm doing this is just to record and capture and hopefully have something some point of reference here, not only for myself but for other people that may may end up with this with a similar car. I mean, this is a great looking and I believe a much better frame than some of these more modern ones because it is a solid frame. Um, very simplistic frame, although it's got some very stylistic curves here, which gives it the interesting look. But it's very simple. It's just a one bar right there for support, or this roll cage. It's something that I that I can work on. As you can see, pretty much all the parts just came out, fairly easy except for the axle. I do have one issue with this particular model, although I like the structure, I like the simplicity, I like the way it's made. Is that my only issue with this particular design is the way that they made these spindles. This is just a L-shaped spindle, almost like the way they do with toys, for kids. But this is more serious spindle here, and it's got these little holes here on both. Anything that pivots here. And this also is just metal over metal. There's no bushing here. They should have put a nylon bushing here, just to make it a little easier and just to take up some of this slack here. So I'm going to put a bushing there. That's not an issue. I have an order on some longer bushings, nylon bushings. So I'm going to cut it in half and just shove it in there, and that should take care of that. This right here can also be taken care of with some nylon or Delrin shoulder washers or bushings, which is my plan. This right here, the same thing. So that this one, because the tolerance between the spindle axle here, pivot point or pivot shaft, is very close to the inside. The outer diameter of that is very close to the inside diameter of this. This would have to be made wider, the inside diameter. And in order to do that, you almost have to remove this and put a wider diameter piece of tube here. So I may do that. I may just cut this, remove this, and redo this part right here with a much beefier piece of pipe. Those are the only things here. The seat is where's that seat? I took out the seat. The seat is sitting right here. So we can see the seat is also fairly simple, to clean up, to sandblast, and to reassemble. This is one of those seats that you can swing forward and back, to allow for various people of different heights, so you can reach the pedals. The seat is also something that can be easily fixed. It's right here. We had a one day that rained, so some of this got a little bit wet, but it's something that I can redo this. Not an issue here. This is just wood, and I don't know why they use this cheap wood here. They should put much better materials here, but I plan on removing that, redoing the seat. This is almost intact, so I may not do anything with that, but this right here needs a replacement. The foam is still usable. It just needs some new vinyl here. in a new piece of wood. So the seat is fine. The engine is right here. I took it apart to replace this right here that broke. The reason why I took this apart finally is because the pull start cable broke, and so I decided that was a good time to start removing this and get this ready for sandblasting and painting. These parts right here. This is the torque converter. All these parts are good. I mean, I ran this card and it was running great, and it should run just as good. When I put it back, either with this engine or I also plan on doing an electric conversion with this. As you can see, those are my electric cars. Of course, these are much simpler, much lighter than this construction here, because the tubing that I use there is 3/4 inch EMT conduit, which is slightly under 1 inch in the outside diameter, and it's a lot easier to work with. I don't, there's no welding on these because they use maker pipe connector. Those connectors that you see, those black parts right there, are the maker pipe, the original maker pipe connectors. The company, unfortunately, they went they changed that. It's no longer black. It's just a natural metal color, just a you know like these right here. So, but this allows an easy way to build a frame. Although I did have to make those brackets welded. I had to go buy some roll metal and then do my own brackets there just to make those really beefy. So these are, as far as the steering is concerned, on these are very very nice and precise, nice and beefy, nice and tight. Um, but these are electric with repurposed hoverboard motors. So those motors right there, that one right there, is from a typical, just a typical hoverboard motor. Those are around 200, 350 watt each. And I run these with independent speed controllers, one to each, one in parallel. So everything's in parallel. So you're getting for a 350 watt motor, the total power that is there to run one of these is about 700 watts. These are slightly more wattage on these. I think these are 400. They're much larger motors. That one is actually similar to that motor there, but I repurposed them. I took out the original tires and I put in my own PU tires there. I had to cut the inside of the tire so that I can slip the tire over the hub, the motor hub. So that one looks bigger than this one, but it's the same hub as that. This hub right here came from a Hover One Rogue scooter or hoverboard, so it's much larger. These also pull a little more. They have a little more power. I think those are probably 400, 450 watts a piece. So we're talking about almost near 1,000 watts to run these, and they run on two Ryobi 18-volt batteries for a total of 36 volts, which is good enough to give you a nice a nice running car, but it's nothing spectacular. These go at about maybe 15 miles an hour, maybe 20 at the most. For something like this, of this nature, with this much weight here, because this also has a full plate at the bottom, which adds considerably to the overall weight. Plus these plates on the side, plus the wheels, and I mean that's a heavy duty axle. I believe that's a 1-inch axle as well. These are, like I said, are slightly under as far as the diameter of the tubing or the. So for something like this, this was running with a 5.5 horsepower motor at approximating that a horsepower is near 750 watts. You almost need 3,000, 4,000 watt electric motor here to power this in the same way that engine was powering this. And so I've been thinking of, I actually have an order for a 3,000 watt motor, and so when that comes in, that comes in with a chain and sprocket. Hopefully that chain will fit this this drive sprocket here, and I don't have to do any changes there. And if not, I can just maybe buy a little sprocket that fits this size right here. I believe that's a 40 size chain from what from all some of the comments that I was getting from people that probably have done this before. I'm not too familiar. Like I said, I'm getting familiar with some of these um, um, sizing numbers, for these sprockets. I don't know where that 40 size comes from. I still have to find that out. But somebody told me that's probably a 40 size, so I'm gonna go with that. I think the 35 are a little bit smaller, and the 50s are like for much bigger cars. The dual seaters. Um, so I was thinking of either going with that motor that I ordered 3,000 watts, or I have a bunch of these. I have a bunch of these scooter wheels. Still have some of these scooter wheels that I was planning on doing like little kids' car. That's one of them. But that one has it's just a regular axle there for a chain drive. So this is just for sizing reference. But I actually have a bunch of these at 350 a piece. That means that 700 watts for two. 700 watts for two. I would need 246 to at least come to at least um, 700 times. We need about 246. Three sets of these guys here, which I have. I can get these fairly cheap over the internet, and I can so I would have to parallel all six of them, six or eight of them. They should fit if I stack them up right here. If you just go with, let's say, one, so that's the width of my hand, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can get 6 of them across here running in parallel, so that they all provide the same motion, and I can make some kind of an adapter there and attach a pinion sprocket, so that I can drive this. I would have to move this to the side, way to the side here, so that it makes room for the 6 motors. So I can use 6 of them here, and I would also need 6 independent speed controls, which is not a big deal. I know that's kind of not the ideal way of powering something like this, but because I have so many of those motors, I was thinking of, and they're all the same. I can just mount 6 of them there, and that'll give me the power instead of me making a purchase for a much more expensive motor. The other thing is that I have a bunch of these batteries, these 18-volt batteries, and I can also parallel those batteries, and I can also parallel them for a higher amperage, because those are 4 amp batteries, the ones that I use on those cars, and they give me about 10-15 minute runtime, which is plenty, for just to get a nice little ride around the block or go to the schoolyard. They're quiet, so I don't bother anybody. Nobody knows that I'm running these at night. And so that's my same concept or idea with this car right here. If I can make this electric, I can run this. I can run this at night. Just go around the block, or nobody knows that I'm running this, or I can just run it in my backyard. I have a corner lot here, which I removed most of the. This was all rock, and I made a little track there. It's not that big. It looks big in my videos, but it's really not that big. And so I can run this electric also at night, and so that way I don't bother my neighbors. I mean, I can run this during the daytime, and it sounds just like a lawn mower, which is not too annoying. But I really want to run this also at night. So electric is the reason why I want to convert this. So that's some of those some of my ideas, my targets, with this particular go-kart, and that's the reason why I also bought this, so that I can easily modify this, to electric. When I saw this car, I was a little bit apprehensive about the weight. Fortunately, the gentleman that sold me this had a trailer, had a flatbed, and he was, I worked out a deal with him, for the price of the car, and he was able to deliver it to my home. So, because I otherwise I have no means to transport these things, and that's the reason why I want to make this also electric too, is so that I can remove some of the weight and easily move this around, because it is heavy even without the engine. This is pretty heavy. Um, I have to wear a belt, to reinforce my back when I do this, and try to remember to use my legs, when I'm pulling this thing up, because it is heavy. Although I typically move it from the front, which is how most people move these things, from the lighter portion of the car. You move it, and then you just swing it over on the rear section. That works fairly nice, and that way you don't have to contend with all the weight. So, yeah, you can see I have a 2x4 here with a mallet here. I've been trying banging from the side here, but I don't want to do it too hard, because I don't want to dent that. Since I'm doing this video and it's getting a little bit longer here, I may as well just put this out there. I did see a video of somebody that had, it looks like they had drilled 3 holes here, and he stuck bolts there and try to act as a puller. Almost kind of same idea, except that my idea is to weld a washer here, like I showed in my illustration. I think that would be better if these cups would come with that washer welded here. It would allow somebody to pull it from here, and not have to bang it or do what I'm doing here with this gear puller, grabbing on the rim, which I don't think is the ideal part to grab it, because it is putting a little dent on my rim here. So I think if a thick washer, I'm talking about, maybe a 1/4 inch thick washer here, maybe a 1/4 inch wider than this diameter here, weld it there, and then these guys can come in and grab it right there, and then you have more. I think you would have more leverage, like I was saying, from the center here. So I think that was the idea with the other gentleman that had drilled 3 holes and stuck bolts there, and just to pull it out. And I think he had a plate here, also a plate, kind of a similar concept, but I don't want to be drilling through here. I don't know if one can drill through here and still have these, because these wheels are not are tubeless. These are they do have they are inflatable, but this has to make contact with the rim here to attain a total seal, and then the air can be pumped there. So that's another thing. When I broke this seal here, just by pushing the wheel a little bit hard, I broke this the seal here. I don't know if this will take care, just take care as is, and kind of work itself back into the rim, to the seal. I've seen some people